Beautiful people, thank you for popping in to see what I'm doing. I'm making a lasagna from scratch for the family that are coming home on Tuesday. And Daddy of the family loves lasagna that much. So I thought, all right, I'll make one of Bibi's from scratch. The sauce that I'm going to be using, I made yesterday because you've got to let it sit. So it develops all these gorgeous flavours. And the recipe for the sauce is in my playlist for the spag bowl, because I use the same sauce for the spaghetti bolognese and for the lasagna. Always do it in 2 kilo lots. You know, prepared working mum, I just used to 2 kilo lots, throw it in the freezer. Had a bad day at work, pull out some spag bowl sauce, there's dinner done in, like, you know, however long it takes to cook your pasta. So I do my bechamel or white sauce from scratch, and I was lucky, an ex of mine, he was actually a chef in the Navy, so he taught me his recipe for white sauce, and it's yummy. So I'll get this going. I'm on the old camp stove. I don't know how it's going to go because this thing cooks so fast. I mean, look at the butter melting already. So I'm trying to get it down on the low. Alright, so what else do we need? Secret ingredients time. Of course, you need plain flour. You add a little bit of garlic, some pepper. You won't really need salt because of the salt in the sauce, plus the secret ingredient to a kick-ass bechamel sauce. You're not going to believe it, but it works. Chicken stock powder. There's only a little bit in there, but geez, does it work. So while this butter is melting, not that, you know, there isn't already enough garlic in the sauce. Hey, why not? We're only going to be kissing each other. So a little bit of garlic, some black pepper. I like mine pretty peppery, but, you know, that's to taste. And then, I mean, you only really need a little bit. And this actually works really well too if you're doing a potato bake with your cream. Stick in a little bit of chicken stock powder. I mean, yeah, it's only a little bit. Yep. Like that. And of course, Bibi never measures. Because that's the way my mum taught me to cook. She never measured a thing. The dash of this and a blob of that and what have you. Sorry about that. All right, come on. Let's go. So Miss Coco's running around because she can smell the dinner that I cooked. Did it pass muster? Let's go and have a look at how much she actually ate. So I put some down on the floor for her. And she's in a mood at the moment. She'll only eat off. Oh yeah, she wasn't into the pasta. She doesn't really like her pasta. She prefers her rice, but she might eat it later. Oh well. She said, stop being so fussy, shouldn't she? She'll probably go back to it later. Okay, so that butter is nice and melted. And yet again, I'm not measuring, because I never do. Now it's time for the flour. Just start with a couple of spoonfuls. I'll put flour everywhere. And then, so this is actually making the roux for it. Let's see it start thickening up. Dang, I forgot to get the milk out. That'd be right. Okay, I'll grab the milk. See what I'm doing? So that's the roux. It's all starting to thicken up. Could probably do with a little bit more flour. And the idea of cooking it like this is it takes the floury taste out of it. Because if you don't cook it down like this, your white sauce or roux is going to taste, oh, sorry, not roux, bechamel. It's going to taste like flour. Hang on, have a look what it's doing. Yep, need more. A little bit more flour. As I said, this is the first time I'm making it on this camp stove. It's gone very, very fluffy. It normally doesn't go this fluffy. There we go, that's better. Needed more flour. So we could probably do with a little bit more flour because I put a fair bit of butter in there, so there'll be a lot of white sauce. And then of course, if you wanted to, you could turn it into a cheese sauce. Just add in some cheese at the end, melt it all through. Okay, start adding a little bit of milk. There we go. There it goes. So that's what you do to burn off all your flour. And of course you add your milk. Keep stirring, otherwise you're going to end up with lumps everywhere. Don't add too much milk at a time. Okay, let's get this cranking. Of course I need a fair bit of sauce for the lasagna because it goes in between everything. Oh, I think I made too much. Oh well, it'll taste good. So that's how you make a white sauce. It's pretty easy. Some people are terrified in making it, but it's so easy. And if you turn it too thin, you just add a little bit more flour in. It's not going to get the floury taste if you're just adding a little bit. So it's just starting to thicken up the way I like it for the lasagna. And like it only takes you, what, 5-6 minutes to do it? So there she is, a yummy white sauce for the lasagna. So now it's going to be time to start putting things together. I'll be back. Okay, I'm all set up, ready to go. Oh no, I forgot one thing. Don't I always forget just one thing? All right, so you've got your sauce, or I call it my bolognese sauce. It's yummy. You've got your white sauce. It turned out great. See that? So that's going to be good. Got a nice baking dish. Now I'm just using cheese that I've got on hand at the moment. It's up to you what cheese you want to use. So I'm going to use some tasty cheese, some mozzarella, and a little bit of parmesan. But that's up to you. If you don't like smelly socks cheese, that's parmesan. Don't use it. So my beautiful godmother was Italian, and she always taught me as a kid, when you start your lasagna, you always start with a little bit of the sugo, which is the sauce, on the bottom. Always. Stops everything sticking. Okay, well let's go. I'm not going to do every row, thankfully. These fit just beautiful in here. And yes, they're dried ones. You can use fresh ones. And if you've got a little bit on the end, you just need a little bit. Just crack your pasta sheet so that it fits. And it's not going to look pretty, but you know, you're not going to notice it when you're hoeing down. So it's a layer of meat or sauce or whatever you want to call it. It's not quite the same as what my godmother used to do. Her lasagna was perfect. I've sort of adapted it because I never got a recipe. She also used to make all her own pasta, which I don't do because I'm lazy, even though apparently it's easy to do. Okay, then on with the bechamel. And what I do is I drizzle it around like so. Didn't even taste it. Yep, it's good. And then I just work it in to the sauce. That way you're not getting big clumps of it, or you know, not getting too much white sauce everywhere. Okay, I'm going to do a little bit of cheese. It's actually really weird me doing this by myself because normally I had my eldest that always used to help me do the lasagna. But he's AWOL somewhere. I haven't heard from him in nearly 2 years, I think. But that's his problem, not mine. So a little bit of mozzarella, a little bit of parmigiano, and of course I didn't open this bag. I always forget something. It wouldn't be a video if you didn't forget something. And a little bit of the tasty cheese. Alright. There we go. So basically, that's how I build my lasagna. I won't bore you. I'll just do the rest and show you what I do on top. Okay, so I've done my layers. So this is the top of the lasagna. Gets a nice big lot. Oh, Mr. Bay leaf. Or as my youngest calls them, gum leaves. Okay. Get all this sauce on top. Yum, yum. Should have made a little one for me for dinner, shouldn't I? I'm such a good house sitter. I don't do this for all my families. But it's nice to be back in the kitchen. I mean, if you've seen other videos of mine, you all know that I love cooking. When I'm house sitting, I mean, it's just me. So, you know, I've had over 30 years of cooking for more than one and a family. So, yeah. When I get the chance to cook, I don't know, what do you think I should offer my services on my house sit, saying, well, you provide the food and I'll batch cook for you and stick it all in the freezer. Keep me entertained while I'm house sitting, wouldn't it? Okay, a little bit of white sauce, or bechamel, however you want to say it. Coco's sitting at my feet because she can smell the sauce. I just gave her some of the dinner that I just made. She turned her nose up at the pasta, of course. Ate the chicken necks out of it. But I've got a good fix for her to eat the pasta. Just add a tin of tuna on top. She loves her tuna in oil, don't you? What are you looking for, Miss Coco? Okay. And now we go for the big layer of cheese on the top. Some Parmigiano. Normally I use fresh, but I had this in my pantry box. Because, you know, I can't take everything with me. So, alright. A little bit more mozzarella. What are you waiting for cheese, are you? Huh? Are you waiting for cheese? Just a little bit. You've got to go all out with the cheese on the top layer. It's a must. Got to get that nice yummy crust on the top. So I'd say that the lasagna freak of the household will probably eat this all by himself. We love joking with him. I mean, if you want to get anything done or help, you just got to offer, I'll make you a lasagna. Yep, I'm there. Need to go to the airport. Well, make me a lasagna and I'll take you. Okay. So, look at the amount of cheese I put on it. Isn't that yummy? So there you go, guys. That is how I put my lasagna together. I've got some leftover sauce, so I will bag that up. I'll decide whether I'm leaving it here or taking it with me. So I'll be back once it... Oh, now put it in the oven on 180 for about, I don't know, it's been a while since I've cooked it. A very long time. I'm reading the back, 30 to 40 minutes apparently, according to the lasagna sheets, but I'll check on it in, say, half an hour, see if I have to turn it, what I need doing to it. So I'll show you what it's like when it's all baked.